Hello and welcome to Maker Chat, the show dedicated to helping you become a better map maker. I'm LuPG13 and today's topic is structure making. We will go over the 4 different kinds of wall structures and how to utilize them. To keep things simple, a structure is any combination containing these tiles right here on screen. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with small and large structures, these are probably the most important structures you will be making when creating a map. These structures are used for shaping the map and giving it its own identity. Many consider small structures any structure that's 1 to 6 tiles and larger structures to be 7 or more. Generally, you don't want your large structures to be bigger than 12 to 14 tiles, but there are exceptions, like on Split with its massive 39 tile wall. Structures that big or even bigger can be used regularly in Showdown, so keep that in mind. When shaping your map, there are a few commonly used structures that you might end up using. These structures are L walls, straight walls, and blocky walls. L walls and straight walls will generally be used as cover for falling back to heal when horizontal, or cover for pushing up the map safely when vertical. Blocky walls can be used for both as they cover both a lot of horizontal and vertical space. Of course, you can use these structures to make your map, but mixing them together to make new, larger structures can really make your map stand out. Not only are structures used as cover, they also influence the player's movement throughout the map. Encouraging players to split up into 3 lanes like the example on screen right now is also an important part of structure making. We'll go more in depth about splitting your map into 3 lanes like this in a future video. For now, just know the size, shape, and number of structures on the map affect how it will be played. The next structure type we will be going over are transformative structures. Transformative structures are structures that when destroyed can drastically change the course of a match. Having large walls or walls closing a lane off can be a nice way to implement transformative structures. These structures are like double-edged swords though, some more than others. A simple example of a transformative structure is the wall in front of the goal in Brawl. Of course, not every Brawl map has to have a wall in front of the goal, but many maps do. Breaking this wall will help you and your team score easier, but it also helps the enemy team get back into the action sooner after they respawn. A few less obvious examples can be found on GG Mortuary and Kaboom Canyon. On GG Mortuary, the middle and right lanes are closed off for both teams. Destroying the fence on your side of the map will grant access to these lanes and give you more room to move around. But on the flip side, this will also make it much easier for the enemy team to reach your safe. On Kaboom Canyon, only the middle lane is blocked off. Breaking the wall there will open up the lane, but if you lose control, it'll be easier for your enemies to keep you out. The final structure type we will be going over are filler structures. Filler structures are structures that have little to no effect on the gameplay. There's not really much to talk about when it comes to filler structures. They're not inherently a bad thing to have on your map, but they don't really help your map from a gameplay perspective. Usually these are the tiles you would put in the corners of your map for decoration, or any structure on the side of the map that can't really be used as cover. If you want to decorate useful structures, you can mix a few tiles together. Instead of having a 2x2 of crates, you could replace one of them with a barrel. You'd be surprised how far small stuff like that will go when it comes to decorating your map. Don't overdo it though, you don't want your map to end up looking like this. Well, some of you might. Okay, now it's time for my favorite part of the video, the map making segment. This time I decided to make a Brawl Ball map. Just like the first video, I wanted to implement all the things that I talked about into this map. As usual, I started with mid and worked my way back to the goal area. I wanted this map to have a pretty balanced number of brawlers that could work on it, so I added multiple blocky walls and line walls to help with vertical and horizontal cover. I even added an L wall too. I also tried to decorate the map using more than just crates, and I think it looks pretty nice. I'm sure if it doesn't though, you guys will tell me in the comments below. Just like last time, I tested the map to get a feel for it. I figured it needed more grass, so I ended up remaking the whole goal area to fit some grass nearby. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get feedback this time, but I'm sure someone would have told me to put these crates in the corner if I was. I really enjoyed making this map. I don't normally make Brawl Ball maps, but this one came out pretty nicely if I do say so myself. I'd like to give a huge thanks to 3x Calio and JavQuek for helping me with the explanations. I really suck at explanations, so that was very helpful. And I'd also like to give a huge thanks to Ellisimo for proofreading this script. Since you made it this far into the video, I assume you enjoyed it, and maybe even found it helpful. If you're new, consider subscribing for more videos just like this one, plus weekly viewer map showcases. And while you're at it, here's a video going over a few basic tips to improve your map making, just in case you missed it.